Okay, I guess what we'll start off with here is, can you just describe for the listeners what the atmosphere is like at the conference, how much energy there is here?
Yeah, it is fabulous. The energy level is very high, much enthusiasm. You can hear it in every one of the speakers, and just the buzz around is really strong. And incredible kudos got to go to Iris Meck and her team for putting such a fantastic conference together.
If you were giving advice to a young woman in agriculture or business just starting out, what would you tell her about opportunities like this to network and connect with other women?
Take it. Take it and be here, but actually be present here. Take advantage of the opportunity to meet people, even though that's uncomfortable for a lot of folks. Go introduce yourself and get business cards, but more importantly, follow up after you meet some of the people. And I think the bottom line is step out of your comfort zone. Most people are not comfortable networking, but make it purposeful and follow up with a purpose.
How much of a difference does a conference like this make for women in both their career and life?
I think it's very individual, but I believe that everybody will find some sort of turning point through a conference like this. Either a new friend that helps them understand something more deeply about themselves or about their career, about life, about pathways that they didn't know were possible before. So turning points, I think, is a real possibility out of conferences like this.
If there was one message from your presentation that you would like people to have as they go home, what would it be?
Can I give you a couple messages? First of all, we all here, since we're in ag, we know what a daunting challenge feeding the world is, and it's going to remain a daunting challenge as the world grows. And to do that, traditional ways of thinking are not going to work. The skills that women have innately, namely collaboration, collective compromise, nurturing, empathic listening, those are vital skills to helping to solve the world challenge of feeding everybody and having a safe, sustainable, affordable, accessible food supply for everyone. So women are critical in that. The second piece would be that women, we know the fundamentals of personal leadership, like being present, speaking up, showing up, being yourself. But a lot of times, some of that goes out the window, and we get hijacked and too nervous to speak up, or we say the wrong thing, or we get in an argument, we blow up at work. So the tools, such as labeling and reappraising situations, and really learning how to emotionally regulate so that we can continue bringing our skills to the table, are critical, and we all have them available to us to help solve this world challenge. So those are some long-winded answers, but critical takeaways, I think, from the message I was trying to give the group.
That's great. For the AWC question, why do you think the Advancing Women Conference is important, and why women should attend? It sounds like it's similar to a similar question we already asked.
Yeah. The West Conference particular, and Iris said that many people from the East also come to the West, but it creates a community. There's a commonality of women in ag, just with ag in general. But more deeply than that, I think people that are affiliated and working in ag, maybe because it's so close to nature, close to the land, there's a genuinity that one feels here. And being part of that community is really important, to know that you're part of a bigger thing, a higher purpose, to help make a difference in the world. And this, being at this type of conference, either the West or the East, creates that for attenders.
And is there a lot of networking opportunities? Why do you think it is important for women to connect face-to-face at conferences like this?
You know, it's like in the business world. You can conduct a lot of business by telephone, but you really develop the relationship more deeply when it's face-to-face, and then telephone is easy. So making that direct face-to-face contact during the networking opportunities, which only a conference like this can provide, is really critical. And then the follow-on contact can happen in other communication vehicles.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure.
So I guess what we'll start off with, can you describe for the viewers what the atmosphere is like at the conference and how much energy there is here?
Well, as you would expect, there's over 500 women in the room, so there is just naturally a lot of energy in the room. I think the conference is very open, and there was certainly some questions from the group for me, and I appreciated that. And it's all about making connections, and that's an important thing in the industry, particularly when there are so many jobs that you can access these days in agriculture. It's important for women to understand and make those connections.
If you were giving advice to a young woman in agriculture or business just starting out, what would you tell her about the opportunities like this to network and connect with other women?
I think it's important to connect with other women, and particularly ones that are outside maybe the normal sphere of people that you come in contact with, because through those connections you're going to learn about jobs and opportunities that you were not aware of. And as I said, there's a number of different and growing opportunities in this industry, and the pace of change is such today that many jobs probably don't exist today that will be out there in 5 years, and knowing people in the industry will help you learn about those opportunities.
How much of a difference does a conference like this make for women in both the careers and the life?
Well, personally, I think you for sure connect with people that are having the same kinds of challenges that you have, so you learn you're not doing it alone, and that's important from a confidence perspective. Professionally, again, it's about making connections within different organizations, learning about opportunities, raising your hand and saying, I'm interested, and that should lead to more opportunities for you in your own career.
And if there was one message from your presentation today that you would like people to go home with, what would that be?
Probably two messages, I would say. One is the golden rule. Treating people the way you'd like to be treated is an easy way to govern yourself in any situation. And then the other one is I talk about learn, apply, repeat. And you're always learning in your job and in your experiences, and applying those to new situations will give you a greater breadth in your career as you go forward. So learn, apply, repeat.
Why do you think the Advancing Women's Conference is important, and why should women attend?
Well, it's important because women sometimes in this industry we're very widely dispersed. So making connections to people that have similar challenges and similar opportunities is an important way to grow your career. That network is important going forward as jobs change and the career landscape changes. This event is important because it's really efficient. There's over 500 women in the room. There's not many places that you can connect with this many people across the value chain in one place.
And there are a lot of networking opportunities here, as you were just talking about, but why do you think it's important for women to connect face-to-face at conferences like this?
Well, connecting face-to-face obviously it puts a name to that face, and it makes it much more comfortable for you to reach out to them in the future and potentially share something about yourself personally that you need some help on. So that personal connection, it makes it much more easy to address challenges going forward.